Greetings and welcome. Today's sequence is going to be seated breathwork. All of these postures and movements are foundational. So soak in the instructions and then we'll demonstrate so we can do it together. We'll begin with the soles of the feet touching. Grab hold of the feet and pull them closer to the ground. Now, this may be difficult for you, so you may want to sit on a cushion or a bolster. Once you're comfortable here, inhale through the waist, lift the chest, drop the shoulders down away from the ears, keep the chin parallel to the earth, and begin to flap the wings of your butterfly. You'll end up doing this for as many counts as you need to. You can let it be wide flaps of the wings, or you can tighten the groin and let it be very subtle flaps of the wings. Feel it, see what you need. Once you've done the appropriate number, then cross the legs at the shin and sit up on the sitting bones by pulling the flesh away. Now from here, inhale deeply through the nose, lifting the chest, pulling the ribs in, dropping the shoulders down. Breathing through the nose. We're going to establish our breath and practice two different types of pranayama. Deep inhales through the nose, filling the lungs, feeling the ribs expand as you inhale, belly expanding, exhaling, core pulling in. You continue with a few of these breaths to establish yourself in your breath, in your body. Then the next breath we will move to is called Bhastrika, or the bellow breath. Now you're going to take a very abrupt inhale and a very abrupt exhale, squeezing all the air out at once. While you're doing this, you're still sitting up tall out of the waist, dropping the shoulders down, lifting the chest massively as you press the chin down toward the throat. Pull the lower belly in and we begin. And you can do 10 rounds or 20 or 30 or 50. Again, this depends on your own capacity. So we'll begin. And a good prop to have here would be some tissue because this gets exciting. Inhale deeply and we'll begin. As you see, it'll work. So you do as many rounds of that as you need to, and then you return to your normal breath for 3 rounds. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And then we'll do the other breathwork exercise, which is called Kapalabhati. Now this is the fire breath. This time you use a regular inhale and the force comes with the exhale. And what we'll add to this is the inhalation of the fingers, dropping the shoulders down, broadening the elbows. And on the exhale, we'll bring the arms into the chest, shaking the lungs, freeing up all the mucus and all the stale air as we exhale forcefully. So let's try a few rounds of that. And you'll do again 10, 20, 30, 50, however many you have the capacity to do. So I'll demonstrate. Inhaling, pulling the belly in, lifting the chest, creating space. Woo! Yeah, it works. So, after we've done a few rounds of this pranayama, we will now move the body into a different seated position. Bring the feet around. Come onto hands and knees. Then curl the toes under. Walk the hands back toward the knees. Inhale and exhale. Sitting down on the heels. Bring the knees together. And as we sit on the heels, this can be a very intense pose for the toes. So we have to be mindful to pull the lower belly in, lengthen the back of the spine, and inhale through the waist. Exhale. Dropping the shoulders, keeping the chest lifted, keeping the core pulled in. As we inhale, arms up to shoulders height. Exhale, open across the chest. Inhale, palms face forward. Exhale, bend at the elbows. Keep the belly pulled in, keep the shoulders down, keep the elbows up. Inhale. Exhale, look over the right shoulder. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, look over the left shoulder. Inhale, head to center. Exhale, bring the palms together in front of the heart center. And exhale, the hands down to hands and knees. Wiggle the toes, tap them out. Then inhale. Walk the hands back to the knees and sit up on the feet. The toes are now pointed behind you. And you're sitting on the heels. This may be more comfortable for some of you. This may be just as intense. If this is very difficult for you, you may want to put a blanket or a bolster between your butt and your heels. If this is difficult for your knees, you can use a strap and place that strap right in the back of the knee. Now from here, we inhale deeply. Hinging at the waist, leaning the chest forward, leading with the chest. Extend the arms forward, extend through the back of the neck, and broaden across the back. This takes us to our child pose. The knees open slightly to create the space. And from child's pose, this is actually a very, very important pose to learn. It's a place you can always go back to during your practice. So we're in child's pose, extending the arms forward. Then lift the hips, curl the toes under, press into the fingers massively and raise the hips up. Keep the knees soft as you adjust the feet, pressing the heels down into the mat. Inhale through the nose, broaden across the shoulder blades, and as you exhale, press the chest toward the thighs. Lift the hips up, lengthen through the back of the neck. Press into the fingers, all 10 fingers press. Internally rotate the hands so the eyes of the elbows point forward and keep pressing that chest toward the thigh, pressing the thigh back behind you. Then inhale up onto the tips of the toes. Exhale down onto the knees. Point the toes behind you and rest in child's pose. This has been the first sequence, seated breath work. Learn and then practice.